close, and then I think I can, maybe, no? Really? Oh, yep, yay. Okay, so sound, man, really? I am sweating. So sound, what is sound? Sound is a wave, and sound will move through any substances such as like water or fluid. So obviously when your baby is in the womb, it's open to hearing sound at that stage. Thank you. And so sound, the use of sound for healing, communication, connection has gone back thousands and thousands of years. With Apollo, with Orpheus, you can kind of see in the corner, calling in the animals with song. Pythagoras played a very important role in bringing sound and music and vibration into what we use today. And so even if you go back, over 40,000 plus years, they're finding that in a lot of buildings there were these resonant chambers that sound moves through in a very planned out way. And so in these chambers, they use them for deep meditation, for communication with those in the afterlife, for communication with oracles, for each other. And so this is just, to me, really shows me that it's been since the beginning of time that sound has been an important modality, an important thing that we use. Next slide. And so we go back to the very beginning, and in the Bible, sound in the beginning was the word. In the Hindu Vedas, in the beginning was Brahman, which is God. God, Brahman, is all about creation. So what being the most important part of creation, next slide, is of course, oh wait, first we gotta see our heartbeat. The heartbeat of the universe, of consciousness, next slide, is the baby, right? It's the ultimate creation. And so sound is just such a perfect modality to use when we're working on connecting and bonding with our infants, our babies. And that's often really what happens is we are using sound and other actions like swaddling to mimic what it was like for the baby when it was in the womb. So that fourth trimester, that whole time when we're really trying to do that very abrupt transition from being inside this to tiptoeing around, when actually babies aren't immune to some sound in their life, right? They're used to that. So next slide, please. In fact, the hearing begins at 9 weeks. So your baby is already hearing the sounds that you're using, the sounds that are around you. And at 24 weeks, they've shown that the baby will actually turn their head towards your voice. So even those sweet words, your baby is already listening and identifying with your voice, your husband's voice, your other children's voice, and this bond is beginning way before the baby is even born. So next slide, please. Okay. And so after birth, what we're trying to do is really work on recreating those sounds that were in the womb. They have used music therapy very successfully in the NICU unit to increase the not only bonding between mom, dad, and baby, but to reduce heart rate, blood pressure, and decrease the amount of time that the babies actually spend in the NICU. I mean, it's incredible. And what they're doing is they're really working on, again, recreating the sound. And so, I have this back here. One thing that they've been using very successfully is the ocean drum. So, So using the open drum at a predefined movement to really create that loop has been shown to be extremely successful in calming down and regulating the physiological functions of not just these children, these babies that are in NICU, but also within the home, right? Next slide, please. So there's actually been a drum that was specifically created by Remo to use for this. It's called First Sounds. It's the First Sounds ocean drum, and it has the drum head on it. It's a specific texture and padding so that it's really easy to get that whooshing or shooshing sound. And if you don't have a drum, what would be one of the next best sounds to use would be shh, which I know we're all very familiar. And that's really where that shh comes from, is it shh. It is reminding us of the sound that this baby was hearing within that environment. I mean, you just gotta imagine how shocking that would be to be like whoosh, propelled out of that into like this world, right? So, next slide, please. So let's talk about some things that we can do to bond with our babies, even if it's prenatal. And that would be humming. Humming has been shown to decrease anxiety, to regulate our heartbeat, and it's something that comes with us no matter wherever we are. We carry our voice with us no matter where we go. It's one of the most powerful sound healing instruments, and we were born with it. In addition, of course, our voice is connected to our child. So even just being able to hum, feeling it in your chest, and you put your hands on your chest and close your eyes and just begin to hum at just a nice low pitch. Even with me right now feeling in the room, it's very like, okay. And if you guys, were any of you in Jen's presentation beforehand? Okay, so that's where, of course, the Brahmari Pranayam comes from. The bumblebee breath comes from this calming aspect of the humming, which can go even further to, cutting the senses out. But often if we're holding our little one, having them on our chest, and creating that connection with the vibration while they're laying there just through a simple hum can be extremely beautiful, and it's like so easy to do. Next slide, please. And so this picture is just reminding us of the importance of the hum, that they've even shown scientifically that the flowers are listening, that it's about the vibration, that even without the physical ears, the vibration is still being heard. The studies have shown that the flowers create a much sweeter nectar when the sound of a buzzing bee is in proximity to the flower bulb. So that's kind of cool. Little sound nerd, trivia. I got more. So go ahead. Move on. Next slide. So in addition to humming, what else can we do? We can tone. The best sounds to tone for calming would be an ooh, or an ah. And you can vary the pitch of that as well, right? Now, for more activating sounds, if you're trying to keep the baby awake, maybe establishing a sleep schedule, you can do more coo, 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 ka, ka, ka. More of an active sound keeps them more awake, whereas the smoother, it's more harmonious, ooh, and even go low if you need to. Ooh, ah. there are lovely recordings out there. You can get in contact with me that are like a 30-minute ooh or ah. And of course, one's one that we all know is om, just toning the sound of om, right? And bringing that into our hearts. And there's actually been scientific studies that have been done using om, showing a decrease in anxiety, regulation of heartbeat, etc. Next slide, please. So, I guess you need to click it once more. One more click. Songs and lullabies. So songs and lullabies, I know that we're all super familiar, but the research that's been done with songs and lullabies has shown that, that the power that lies within them. And it's not just the ones that are recorded, but the research has been shown with parents and creating these lullabies with their own voices. So it's even if you make something up and sing it, the stars are like big pieces of spaghetti. I love you, my baby, right? So, something silly, of course, to relax them, And then also, we want to go beyond that. These are words that a child or an infant will begin to start to recognize as you sing them to them. And it's not about being some Grammy award-winning singer, right? Your baby doesn't care. They'll be like, oh my God, here we go again, out of tune, monotone mommy, It's your intention coming from the heart and sharing your song. It's a beautiful thing. There is a project that was created by Carnegie Mellon, I think it was, called the Lullaby Project. And it was created to help distressed mothers. Specifically, they were looking at teenage moms who were having a lot of distress in raising their children. They were having a very difficult time bonding. And they worked with musical therapists and created individual songs for their babies. And research showed that it worked. I mean, it was crazy in the bonding that occurred. They watched the development process of the child, and this was just through a lullaby. So really one of the best ways I feel to connect and create, and especially if you've got other little ones that are a little bit older, you can make it such a beautiful family project to all work together and building and creating these songs and these lullabies. So next slide, I think I only have like one more slide. Okay. I just want to make sure that does anyone have any questions so far? I just want to make sure we've got like plenty of time for a sound bath. No questions, comments, concerns? Okay. So the other thing is I'm going to be sending some information to Jenny for you guys to print out. So I've got a lot of great links for online resources for creating lullabies, for downloads, free downloads of lullabies, and for simple steps and tools. I have a graphic of coordinating these things into your life so it can help you to bond and connect with your babies. So, see if there's any last minutes that I want to say, but there's like a ton of research that has been done showing that singing and lullabies also work on the development of the brain. As we talked about earlier, hearing is like that first sense to come into being. And so sound can't be understated in how important that it is. And when would you start using sound tools with your family, your baby? It's never too early to start. Boom, when they're in the womb, you can start that singing already. There's ancient practices where women actually sang their baby into being. They weren't even pregnant yet. And they would sit under a tree and they would pray and they would meditate until a song came to them. And they would sing this song. And then when they were pregnant, they would continue singing the song, and they believed they were singing their baby into being. And so just like such a beautiful concept. So ideas for singing with your baby: you can take time to look into their eyes and sing directly with him or her. Sing at bedtime, sing at bath time, during family visits. Sing the same song over and over can help calm your baby and make them feel safe. Sing a song you remember or make up new words. I love that. And so some topics or words that you can include in your lullaby: your baby's name, the names of people who love your baby's favorite toy, dreams and wishes, words related to nature, and things that you love about your baby, which I'm sure you could make an incredible song about that. So we talked a bit about adding shushing. Get yourself an ocean drum. Like I said, Remo has one that is specifically, but I don't think that you necessarily have to have that specific model. It's really more about learning to do it slowly so that you're bringing in a quiet shushing, and it's not what's called an activating sound. Humming is so beautiful for just allowing that vibratory connection between your heart and your baby's heart. Toning an or an or an ooh, or whatever feels comfortable to you, allowing. And then lullabies, remembering that lullabies aren't just these beautiful, sweet nursery rhymes put to music, but they really have been shown to help with brain development, to decrease blood pressure, and to essentially allow ourselves to entrain with our baby. So if they're starting at this very high active, we allow our voice to bring them down slowly, and relaxation. So we bring it down using our voice and our tone and our pitch. It's just a really beautiful thing. I was telling Sunny the other night when I was looking online and I was looking through just to see some of the research that's out there on lullabies, and my dog, okay, so it's a dog, it's a baby, but I don't have kids, so they're my fur babies. My dog, she tends to get really anxious at night, right? And I'm working and I'm just like, oh my God. So I start playing these lullabies and I'm kind of singing along with them. And I look over and she had left, and I go in and she had put herself to bed. I swear to God. So it not only works with your real human babies, but maybe it'll work with your anxious fur babies too. So anyway, okay, so I wanted to jump through this quick and allow you guys the opportunity to get a lot of this information by email so that we have plenty of time for a nice relaxing sound bath. Did you guys have any questions at all? Let me take a picture. Yeah, so you can reach me by email there, by text there, and like I said, I have a number of different just information on studies and research and downloads of some just really beautiful lullaby music that's been, it just sounds strange to say scientifically created, but it's created with a specific rhythm and a specific frequency that is conducive to relaxation for an infant. Okay.
So you're saying like death metal really wouldn't work?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and that which makes sense. It's interesting because they've also done studies with like livestock, with cows, and they've played different music, and they definitely, they're not down with that. They like REM.
Okay.
Swear to God, they've shown that cows produce more milk listening to REM. So.
Have you seen the Rockabye baby CDs? They're like common musicians and songs, and they've changed they slowed it down
Yeah,
into
yeah.
lullabies.
Yeah.
So that you can do death metal that way.
There you go. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, they have a ton of different musicians.
You could find your death metal in
Yes.
There you go.
They even had like Jay-Z. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I saw that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I got my husband like a Pink Floyd one or something.
Rock a baby, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. But that's totally the key, right? It's slowing it down, bringing the pitch. It's the beat. It's the rhythm. Children, if you've got any of your children are walking or moving, and even as well as babies, you'll find they naturally will move to a rhythm, to the music. They are drawn to music. I mean, it's like, I got the music in me. Seriously, I think it's such an integral part of us, and it crosses continents. It's not cultural. It's not. I mean, obviously, there's different music that came from different areas of the world, but it connects us, man. I mean, sound connects us at a very deep level. Yes.
So I do have a question. So
Yeah.
have you found, I have an older child, so she's that age 4, 5, 6. So I created a song for her, and it was my way to introduce things like teaching her how to pray, prayers and things like that. She's become very dependent on that song now, so she won't go to bed unless I sing that song. And so she'll say good night song, like I need it now, or in the morning. So we kind of do it in the evening and in the morning, right? And so sometimes I'm just like not in the mood for it, or like seriously, and
Right.
but I'm finding do you wean them off of it, or
Well, that's a really good question.
because she will not go to bed until I sing that song.
Right. Right. So the question being, how much soothing do you offer, and how much soothing does she need to develop into?
Mhm.
So I don't necessarily think, you have to stop singing it,
Mhm.
but I think it's to look at, has she or is she continuing to develop those self-soothing types of things? And maybe even try it like, a recording, or say, well, tonight let's try this.
Or what I do is I have her sing it to me now.
Oh, see? That's beautiful.
Yeah. And teach her dad. So
right,
I
and
have
now it
her, yeah.
becomes her song, right? But it's the same with babies. Babies will normally hum
Mhm.
to self-soothe,
Right.
right? And so, so either she's not self-soothing as much as she needs, or she's just playing you because she loves having
That's what my husband
song.
says. She's playing you. He says that.
Yeah, and I don't know why I can't, I'm putting that out there, but that's a really good question.
Okay.
Really good question.